And action! It's a wrap.
Right. So you are doing Titanic, which is something that you have done before.
Yeah.
But what usually drives you to select a show or a project, or what is it that you have to feel or see to make you go, I'm going to go with this one?
In its most simplest form, it has to move me. And that can mean a zillion things, but it has to speak to me on some level. Whether that be emotionally, so it's a great story of loss or hope or love or whatever, or politically, and politically is tricky at the moment because normally you're booking things 18 months, well, also because politically is tricky at the moment, full stop, but normally you're booking things 18 months to 2 years in advance, so, getting that zeitgeist right, everyone's talking about there's got to be a play about Trump, but the fact is when you're going to get it into a theatre, and please God, he might not even be here by the time that would happen, exactly. But no, I think for me, the things that move me, I mean, it tends to be more musical theatre than plays, although I try and do a play every year, just mainly just so everyone stops singing for 5 minutes, because that's good. But also, I don't want to get out of the habit of doing different creative things. But I would certainly say that I love musical theatre as a process and to watch. If you said I could only ever go and see one genre of theatre again, I would choose musical theatre, with trepidation and difficulty, but that would be the case. So for me, and if we're talking about musicals, it for me often starts with the music. If the music affects me on a subconscious level, then there's something there to explore. I think, especially with new musicals, if the music works and the book doesn't, the book can be reworked. You can't really change the composer's voice.
True.
So I'm more likely to take on a musical which needs work on the book than I'm ever likely to take on a musical that needs work on the music.
That makes sense. That makes very much sense.
Although on the flip side of that, it's 99% of the time it's the book that lets a musical down. So there is an argument to say if the book is strong, you're halfway there.
Yeah. So you were saying, not here, on an interview that I read, that you go to the theatre as much as possible. Do you do that with your professional hat on, or just as a normal person that enjoys to go to the theatre and just
90% of the time it's for work. And I go to the theatre as much as possible, but I also go to the theatre as much as rarely as I have to, but that's still 5 times a week. I get invited to see a lot of stuff. I get invited by agents to go and see their clients and a lot of things. I try and go to as many understudy, just to see as many people. I go to a lot of drama school shows. Well, less as time goes on, if I'm honest. I tend to more go to showcases now, just because there aren't enough acts in the day. I very rarely, and I'm using this metaphorically, I'm not saying I'm paid for theatre a lot, but I rarely put my credit card down for fun. Just to say this is absolutely just for me. Partly because I'm incredibly lucky in that I get taken to see a lot of things, but also because there just aren't enough hours in the day.
Yeah. And when you are in the room, in the show, are you able to just sit back and enjoy it like
absolutely
someone
not.
from
No, I'm constantly checking, I mean, and that is the sign of something that's really wonderful, is when you clap like a child at the end and realise you've just had a normal person's experience.
Yeah.
But no, I'm often, if I get bored or if my focus isn't completely taken, then I will be counting the rig and I'll be working out how much money there is in the stalls and, wondering why I've just paid £9 for a terrible glass of Malbec.
That is a bad sign for the show.
Exactly. But you'd be surprised. I mean, there's so much theatre out there, and most of it's terrible. And the good stuff is amazing, and we have the best in the world. But my word, there's a lot of rubbish out there.
Ooh.